It's a framework, cold, precise, and unforgiving for building wealth without giving up your life. If you are looking for comfort, stop here. If you are looking for validation, stop here. But if you want control over your time, your energy, your income, and your direction, then pay attention. Because once efficiency enters your life, mediocrity no longer has a place to hide. Let's start with something uncomfortable, because comfort is exactly what keeps people poor. Most people don't fail because they lack intelligence. They fail because they are inefficient. They waste time, energy, focus, and life force on things that do not compound. They confuse movement with progress, effort with leverage, and busyness with achievement. And then they wake up at 40, tired, resentful, and shocked that the math didn't work out in their favor. Here's the math nobody wants to face. If you trade time for money without leverage, you lose, always, no exceptions. Time is finite. Energy declines. Responsibility increases. And yet most people build their entire financial strategy around the assumption that they will somehow outrun biology. You won't. That's why this conversation is not for everyone. This is not motivation. This, not hustle culture. This is not about a grinding harder. Grinding is what inefficient people do when they don't understand leverage. This is about building wealth without surrendering your life, your health, your autonomy, or your sanity. Efficiency is not about doing more. Efficiency is about doing only what matters and doing it with ruthless precision. We've seen it from the inside. High finance, corporate power structures, elite deal makers. The illusion of success is everywhere. People making seven figures who are trapped. People with titles who are owned. People with money who have no control over their time, their schedule, or their future. That is not wealth. That is a gilded cage. Real wealth is optionality. Real wealth is control. Real wealth is waking up and deciding how your day will be spent, not reacting to someone else's priorities. If your income requires your constant presence, your constant attention, your constant sacrifice, you don't have a business or a career. You have a liability. Here is the first principle of financial freedom. Income must decouple from time. If your income graph and your time graph are permanently linked, you are capped. Period. There is a ceiling on how much you can earn, and that ceiling is dictated by how many hours you can remain conscious and productive. That is not a strategy. That is a slow motion trap. Efficiency begins with brutal honesty. You must audit your life the same way an investor audits a failing company. What generates returns? What drains resources? What looks impressive but produces nothing? Most people are emotionally attached to inefficiency. They cling to routines, habits, obligations, and identities that no longer serve them because letting go